Hello and welcome to the Musical Instrument Investigator. Today we are on the website of Reeman Dansie Auctioneers based in the UK. This is a new auction house for me, but I saw that they have a big kind of general sale coming up, a 3-day sale, and as part of that sale there's some musical instruments for sale, 56 to be exact, and this particular part of the auction is happening on the 31st of March. It's the 26th today, so still a few days left to go. I'll put a link in the description if you're interested in that. Once again, this is in the UK, so if you're wanting to bid outside of the UK, then look at the terms and conditions, shipping, export, import, etc, etc. Looks like the buyer's premium is 24% for this auction, so you pay 24% of the final hammer price on top. Without further ado, let's just get into it and see what we have here. Okay, so we have an antique violin with 2-piece back and an Amati label in a case with a bow. So let's see what pictures we have here. Okay, looks like a kind of a fairly decent trade violin from what I can see, but of like a better quality one, and I mean it's very difficult to see from the pictures available, but it's possible that the bow is okay. Looks like it might be a fairly decent bow, so not too bad. Estimate 150 to 250 seems reasonable. Now we have a king tenor trombone, model 2102. in case with accessories, King USA. I'm not super au fait with kind of brass instruments to know if that's good or not, but it's there. An antique German brass rotary tenor horn in hard case, 100 to 150 is the estimate there. See what the image says there. Okay, and a 1970s or 80s Japanese LP Eros electric guitar and a satellite electric guitar, both from the same factory, 30 to 40 pounds. That seems realistic, so this is an auction house that seems to be at least vaguely sensible in their estimates so far. A Hohner piano accordion in associated case, 40 to 60. Seems normal. 2 violins in cases, 3 bows. So let's see what images can we see here. This is definitely a trade violin. Once again, this bow doesn't actually look too terrible. That's interesting, kind of monogram on the back, but yeah, definitely a trade violin. Yeah, another kind of tradey violin. These 2 bows don't look too great, but not the worst stuff that we've seen. 40 to 60, I don't think it's too bad. There might be something in it. We're probably worth a couple of hundred or so. 2 old violins in cases, 1 with a bow. Let's have a look. That doesn't look too inspiring. That's kind of more modern, kind of cheap instrument. Looks like another kind of trade violin there. That actually looks a bit more like the kind of Calcin school kind of tradey violins that can be quite popular, so potentially that's a bit better. So 30 to 50 is probably not bad for the other violin. The first one is pretty terrible. Brass French horn with detachable bell and 2 mouthpieces, cased. Okay. $100 to 150 is the estimate. Seems reasonable. Is a Selmer Signet B-flat clarinet, cased, 30 to 50. Yeah, once again, seems reasonable. Antique silver euphonium by Lincoln, 70 to 100 pounds. A few pictures here. Looks kind of at least interesting. Mahogany and brass phono fiddle by A.T. Howson, London, see. $40 to $60. Once again, I think that's more than a reasonable estimate. It probably could go a bit higher than that. Not sure if about the bow, if it's anything interesting. English Fruitwood flute by William Henry Potter, 68 centimeters long, 100 to 150 is the estimate. Picture's a little bit funny there. Definitely needs some work there, but interesting enough. 6 vintage harmonicas, all in original boxes. So that's quite an interesting lot for your harmonica enthusiasts, of which there definitely are some. 30 to 50. Once again, that seems fairly reasonable. A mandolin bearing a label for Umberto Ceccherini, 1881 in case. Let's see, 60 to 100. Yeah, that seems also standard kind of valuation there. Hard to see if the neck's kind of pulled up with that one or not, which is usually what happens with a lot of those mandolins. A Puerto Rican handman quattro 10-string guitar, 50 to 100 for their case. Something a bit different. An Audition acoustic guitar, 50 to 70. That seems fairly normal. Sonola 120 bass accordion in case, 200 to 300. Not too afraid with that. Erlen Professional Series 2 saxophone in case, 80 to 100. A Vega banjo neck, 30 to 50 pounds. That's probably someone's got a use for that. A Piccolo mandolin banjo in case, 40 to 60. Bacon and Day silver bell plectrum banjo in case, $700 to $1,000 is the estimate. This is something I'm not really too knowledgeable about, so I'm not sure if that's reasonable estimates or not. I will assume that it is. A Jedson 4-string banjo converted from a 5-string, 100 to 150. Wallistro ukulele banjo there, 40 to 60. Some fairly half decent photos, to be honest. Clifford Essex Regal Plectrum 4-string banjo, 300 to 400 pounds. Antique 5-string zither banjo, quite nice headstock on that. A Vega plectrum banjo, so quite a few banjos in this auction, 500 to 700. Interesting carving there on the neck. Jedson style 4-string banjo. I think I really need to learn a bit more about banjos. I know someone that is a banjo maker, but I don't really know that much about banjos, to be honest. George P. Matthews plectrum banjo there. A John Alvey Turner plectrum banjo with large head. Unsigned plectrum banjo, so someone's getting rid of their banjo collection potentially. 4-string tenor banjo, 150 to 250. Clifford Essex cello banjo, interesting, 300 to 350. A lot more banjos than I thought, actually. Temlet Ajax 4-string plectrum banjo with a case, 200 to 300 there. Vega tenor banjo, probably 1920s. In its case, 500 to 700 is the estimate. John Gray 5-string T-tray banjo. Oh, that's interesting, isn't it? Very decorative. 80 to 120 there is the estimate. Cello banjo, cased. A late 19th stroke early 20th century violin with 2 bows cased. Let's have a look at pictures a bit more. Hard to see exactly what's going on, but yeah, it doesn't look too exciting, the violin, and also the bows. No, at least they've got better pictures of the bows this time, because you never know, a lot of auction houses don't really take bows into consideration, and sometimes they can be decent. Continental brass rotary Flugelhorn, £50 to £100 is the estimate. Unusual silvered post horn with interchangeable valved section. Okay, that's slightly different. Yeah, that's quite interesting. That's a curious one. 200 to 300 is the estimate. Vintage Hofner guitar, £200 to £300. Vintage Broadway semi-acoustic guitar, 200 to 300. Brass trumpet and child student violin. Let's have a look at the pictures. Yep, that's definitely just a generic modern student child's violin. 2 student violins. Let's see. Yeah, that looks fairly standard. That one has a Leslie Shepherd label, which I think was a kind of importer or shop in Burgess Hill. You see the labels quite a lot on various sales on eBay and stuff like that. Student violin together with a banjo ukulele. Let's have a look at some of these pictures. Yeah, pretty standard. And an antique E-bass tuba, £200 to £300. It's definitely needs a bit of TLC. A violin with bow, cased antique violin with bow, single piece back, partly legible label inside. So it's got a kind of Italian label in it. Let's see what's going on here. Okay. Slightly more interesting, but it looks like it may have been refinished, whatever it was. Yeah, you can see that this has been refinished, so someone's kind of sanded this down and refinished it, so that's automatically kind of killed a lot of value on whatever it is. Looks like it could have been vaguely interesting at some point, but hard to know now after it's kind of revarnished. Actually, bow, quite interesting. Yeah, definitely some potential there in the bow, at least interesting. Definitely. Yeah, it's not too bad. 100 to 150, I mean, could be okay. It's a shame it's been refinished. Taylor 150E 12-string guitar, 300 to 500. Actually, not a bad auction, this one. It's a lot more interesting than I expected. Tricone Resonator guitar, £100 to £200. A viola cased with bow. Viola by Gordon Harris, cased with bow. Okay. Interesting. I think that's saying 1916. Looks interesting enough, kind of English work. I'm not sure if it's kind of top kind of tier work, but interesting enough. No pictures of the bow. 300 to 500 could be interesting. I don't know much about that maker. I'd need to look it up. A clarinet by Thibouville Lamy, 1955. Banjo, Gremlin 4-string as new with soft case, £120 to £150. Turkish saz with instructions, always handy to have instructions, £30 to £50. Dulcitone in oak case, early 20th century, 70 to 90. A set of 20th century Scottish bagpipes, probably by David Nail & Co. with silver and ivory mounts, Birmingham 1965. Maker Peter Narborough. There you go. £300 to £500. There's definitely people that collect these. They've got the silver hallmarks as well, so an interesting lot. An Epiphone.ch guitar. £100 to £150. Godin Fifth Avenue semi-acoustic jazz guitar. Cognac burst apparently. £300 to £500 is the estimate. Another Epiphone .ch guitar, or have we gone the wrong way? Potentially I've clicked on the wrong thing, or was it indeed? Yep, I've gone the wrong way, so ignore that. Oh, that's the end. Okay, well, there we go. Yeah, an interesting auction. Better than I actually expected, to be honest. Yeah, quite interesting. A lot of banjos for sure, but some interesting stuff. Some kind of halfway interesting kind of violin bow things, some brass stuff. So yeah, not too bad. Like I said, I'll put a link in the description and check it out yourself and see what you think. Until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Ciao. Many thanks for tuning in to the Musical Instrument Investigator. I hope that you enjoyed the video. If you did, then please like, subscribe and turn on notifications, and watch out for the next video coming soon.